Marco Polo was a boy of 17 and not very strong. When he set out on his travels, he went to China with his father and uncle. It was the year 1271 and the place where he lived was Venice in Italy. Marco's father and uncle had already been to China once and had come back to visit their home. This time they decided to take Marco with them. They had to go over mountains, across terrible deserts, through hot burning lands and places where it was freezing cold. At times Marco was ill on account of the hard and hazardous journey, but he got better and kept bravely on. It took Marco Polo, his father and his uncle 3 years to reach China. Kublai Khan, the great king of China, welcomed them at his court. Marco grew up at the Chinese court and became a great favorite of the king. He learned to speak several languages and was so clever that the king sent him to India and other lands as his ambassador. Each time when he came back, he told the king all about the places he had visited, how the people lived there and what their trades were. He also told what the big cities there were like and what messages were given to him for the king. Kublai Khan was so happy with Marco Polo that he heaped riches on him, his father and his uncle. The Polos were happy at the Chinese court. Still, they wanted to return to Venice. The king was unwilling to let them go, but he consented in the end, and they left to China for their native land. It was 1295 when the three travelers arrived in Venice. They were dressed in tattered clothes and they spoke a strange language. Nobody recognized them, for they had been away for 24 years and even their family had given them up for dead. But they insisted that although they had forgotten to speak the Italian language, they were Italians and Venice was their home. Marco, who was a 17-year-old boy when he had left, was a middle-aged man now. Marco Polo told the people of Venice wonderful things about China. The Chinese, he explained, did not write their books with their hands. Instead, they printed many books at a time. They used clocks powered by water. They made colorful fireworks from a strange thing called gunpowder. At that time in Italy, no one had heard about gunpowder or printing or clocks. People thought the three men to be mad. In order to prove who they were, Marco Polo cut open the patches in his old clothes and several jewels like diamonds, rubies and pearls tumbled out. People were amazed to see such rich treasures. Now they believed that the strangers were really the Polos back from a marvelous journey to far-off lands and that all Marco Polo's wonderful tales were true. In 1298, Marco Polo wrote down his experiences in a book called Description of the World. This book influenced many European explorers, including Christopher Columbus.